What's up, YouTube? It's Danny B. It is Saturday afternoon. Just got home from thrifting. I went first to Salvation Army, Salem, New Hampshire. They had a bunch of stuff on half off today. I spent $15.45. Drove down to Lawrence, Massachusetts. Same deal. I had a few of the shirts had 50% off. It came out to $17.88. And then drove up to St. Vincent de Paul, Lowell, Massachusetts. One shirt, $4.61. So let's get into it, guys. First up is Lowell, Massachusetts. The one shirt, nothing crazy. I've sold this shirt in the past, but this one's vintage, and I think this will sell, guys. This is a New England Patriots 3 extra large on a Hanes heavyweight tag. It's just Pat Patriot, the skeleton logo graphic t-shirt. Like I said, I've sold this shirt before, but it wasn't vintage, and this one is from the 90s. So it's a really good size, and I think this will sell pretty well, guys, for at least 23, 24 bucks. Next up is Salem, New Hampshire. First up is a Adidas Larry Bird Boston Celtics t-shirt, size large. And this looks very small. Yeah, this is a youth size large, guys, because it's got the 14/16 on the inside. I didn't notice that when I bought it. But I think I can get close to $20 for a shirt. This was half off today. It was only $1.50. So graphic print's in decent condition too. So hopefully that'll sell sooner than later. Next up is a vintage shirt. This is going to have to be cleaned. Vintage Hanes tag. This is a Spam luncheon meat single stitch t-shirt. And I believe I sold a vintage Spam shirt a couple years ago, and it sold very well. So I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit. Throw it on eBay. And I'm going to try to get close to $30 for the shirt. Single stitch, guys. Next up, whenever I see this beer company, I usually pick it up if it's cheap, because it usually always sells to me. This is the Night Shift Brewing Share the Night double-sided t-shirt, guys. Nothing crazy. I'll be lucky to get $18, $19 for the shirt. It's a men's size medium. Next up is a vintage t-shirt on a Fruit of the Loom Best tag. Single stitch. Ireland Forever. 1997 Cape Cod. I'm not sure what this is. Textile. Vintage graphic t-shirt, guys. So I'm not sure what the if is all about, but I am going to probably Google this and try to figure it out. Here's the tag. Single stitch, guys. So nothing crazy. Hopefully $22, $23 for that. Last up in Salem. I believe this is from the 80s on a Hanes tag. This is the Ugly Ann Perkins Cove, Algonquin, Maine. Lobster boat hoodie pullover, guys. This does have a hole in it. This was half off today. It was originally $10.99. Here's the inside tag. So yeah, I'm gonna get this prepped up. I have to check for stains. I know it's got a hole right there near the pocket. And this might even be a youth size, guys. This is pretty small. It says extra large, 46 through 48. So I'm not sure if that's an adult size or a kid size, but I'm going to double check. But it's definitely not extra large anymore. But yeah, hopefully $35 for this hoodie. Okay, last up is Lawrence, Massachusetts. This is a brand I usually don't pick up anymore, but I decided to pull the trigger on this shirt. This is a homage Grateful Dead, Grateful to Be Here. 2023 t-shirt. So it's not vintage. Like I said, I used to pick these up, but they really, I wasn't really getting a lot of money for them, for these homage shirts. But Grateful Dead is the reason why I picked it up. And this should be official and it shouldn't get taken down when I list it. Next up is the Alex Jones Info Wars t-shirt. I think this one's not selling for too much. I'd be lucky to get about $23 for it. But whenever I pick up InfoWars, it usually sells pretty quick. No tag on the inside, but it looks like an extra large, but a little bit short in length. A few more shirts, guys. This right here was half off. This is a Hanes Heavyweight Vintage Boston College Super Fan double-sided t-shirt. It's not single stitch, and I just noticed a stain on the collar. The back collar here, guys. So here's the tag. Looks like it's from the 90s. Be lucky to get $20 for that. Down to the last two shirts. Last three shirts. This right here is a vintage Woodman's of Essex, Massachusetts seafood restaurant. It's got a couple stains on the front, but they got a recent sold listing for a decent price on one of their shirts that was vintage. You know, once I get this cleaned up, I'm hoping to get $25 to $30 for the shirt. So it's got a couple stains on it, guys, a couple dark spots. So I'm going to clean that up. Second from last is another vintage shirt. I believe this is from the 80s on a Hanes tag. This is a single stitch, New Hampshire. It looks like the White Mountains from 1992. It could be Mount Washington. Graphic t-shirt. And yeah, it's in really good shape. Here's the inside tag. I wish it was my size. I would probably keep it for myself, but it's only a size large. Hopefully I get about $25 for that. And last up for the day is a vintage t-shirt on a Hanes tag. This is Maxim Magazine, not a single stitch. Double-sided t-shirt. And yeah, nothing crazy here, but I'll be lucky to get about $25, $26 for a shirt. And that's what I found today. So thanks for checking me out. Enjoy your weekend, guys. And I'm out of here. Peace.